Ano ba talaga yung honor? So with that, now I have my sister here with us tonight. So we're graced by her presence, and I wanted to ask her then, what do you think honor is, and what do you think we can learn from it?
My understanding, no, pag sinabing honor, okay, in my understanding, ang pagkakaintindi ko po dyan is something akin to integrity. Diba, pag sinabi mong honorable ka, you are someone who has integrity. Meaning, you have character na kahit hindi ka pinapanood ng tao, okay, nangingibabaw po ang magandang character. And what ties to honor, no, dahil ganyan ka nga, you are somebody who has integrity, you are a man of character, you've become someone who is worth respecting. 'Di ba parang ganyan, Josh, when you talk about honor, parang nakasunod agad yung respect. So, yan ang pagkaintindi ko when you talk about honor.
Nice. And I do believe that that is a description, an understanding na karamihan naman po sa atin tonight, no, that we all share. That yes, to a degree, maybe medyo mag-iiba yung wording natin, but in a way, yes, that seems to be our understanding of what honor is, and our understanding of what kind of life God would want all of us to live, no? Now, we want to live lives that are full of integrity. We want to live lives that show people that, yes, I am a man or a woman of character. I am a man or a woman worthy of respect. Because in this idea of honor, you are adding value. 'Di ba po? Kaya yung example ko kanina, how we use money, 'di ba? Na may value pa ba to? So when we honor someone, or when we say we are honorable, it is someone who is valuable and respectable, right? Kaya nakasalalay na dyan or naka-attach na dyan yung character, yung integrity, lahat-lahat na. So it's a very beautiful thing. So let's tackle the most well-known verse that we know. When we hear about honor, lalo na you and I were kids. Lahat naman tayo mga anak. But you and I here tonight, we are children, right? So in that sense, right, one of the most well-known verses that we know, it says that honor your father and mother. And that is actually a command of God. So in that sense, given yung understanding, yung pananaw, yung pagkaintindi natin, right? So when we now say honor your father and mother, it is, yes, you show them respect. And how many of you know that respect doesn't always mean obedience? Sometimes you can hindi naman disobey, but sometimes you can disagree with yung pinapagawa. Sometimes you can disagree, right, with a decision, with an opinion, with a perspective, and yet still show respect. And that's why, di ba, siguro sa mga mag-asawa ngayon, that's why we understand, right, in this idea of how we relate to one another, or how we fight, or how we argue with one another. You can fight in a right way. You can fight and still show respect. Right? Because a lot of times, people would say, na how do I honor my parents? Siguro sasabihin nila na hindi sila saved, or yung mga pinapagawa nila, hindi naman sang-ayon, or hindi naman tugma sa salita ng Panginoon. So how would I honor them? And so the understanding here is that to honor is actually to show value, to show respect. So my sister here with us tonight, she's not only representing daughters, but she's also married, right? She also has her own family. So, I'd like to ask you, din, no, in line with this, in light of what we're talking about now, whether in your marriage or even with your kids, when you're fighting or arguing or even disagreeing with them, how do you think this idea of honoring or showing respect can still take place?
Okay, so you mentioned nga po no, na when you honor someone, you are adding value, right? So, in the context po no, of isang mag-asawa nga. So, syempre, ako yung wife and I have a husband. No? So, you have to recognize, first and foremost, yung office po niya bilang husband, right? And you go back to what the Bible says. So, in that context, dahil ang kausap ko po ay ang aking asawa, husband, he is ordained by God to be the head of the family. So, like Josh said, we have our disagreements, okay, may away po talaga ang buhay ng mag-asawa. So, the way for me to honor him, of course, there are some things, diba, na disagree talaga kayo. But for honor to come out, okay, there is still that sense of respect. Like, syempre, tatanungin ko, like, why did you decide to do this? Bakit ganito? Bakit ganyan? And at the same time, if I still don't fully agree, there is still that element of respect, of honoring na, okay, if after discussion, that's still how you feel, if you prayed about it, sige, di ko napipilitin yung ano ko, right? Yung gusto ko or agenda ko, I will respect, I will honor your office as the head of the household. And this really happens, ha? Talagang we have dialogue, sometimes it ends sa parang hindi pa rin ako fully convinced about it. Pero yun, I recognize na siya ang ano eh, di ba? Siya pa rin ang head. He is meant to lead our family. So I have to back off then, di ba? Contrary to what we're seeing now with the rise of yung mga girl boss, mga ganyan, di ba? Okay maging leader, but in the context po kasi of family, okay, the husband is really the one who is supposed to lead us. Okay? And with regards naman to children, that is something that we teach. Okay? And it's hard, no? Something you have to realize with children. Hindi po sila susunod based on what you say. You can repeat it 10, 20 times. Pag hindi po nila nakitang ginagawa mo, hindi nila gagawin. Okay? Or they can do it because tinakot mo sila. Pag di mo ito ginawa, di ka pwede manood ng TV. Right? But unless they see you, like ako bilang ang nanay, if they don't see me honoring their dad or honoring other members of the family, malabo po na makukuha din nila yun. That is why it is very important to really live this out. If you want to cultivate this kind of dynamic po, no, in your family, you really have to live that out and to recognize nga na kailan ko ba kailangan, di ba, magbigay ng honor.
I think you mentioned two really good points now that I want to further highlight for all of us. No? Number one is that kitang-kita from the story, from your interaction with your husband, is that, oh wow, honor, giving honor, receiving honor, experiencing honor isn't just reserved for the relationship from the kids to the parents, pero bawat isa pala sa ating lahat. Each person in the family, each person should experience and should be giving honor. So that's a very beautiful thing, no? So siguro sa mga pamilya na nanonood ngayon, wag lang tayo tumingin sa mga anak. Lahat naman po tayo pala dapat we ought to live honorable lives. The second thing that you mentioned, which is in relation to sila Rafa, sila Rohan, which they might watch this episode when they grow up. So, you highlighted a very good thing, no? Which is that living a life of honor isn't just about what you talk about. It's not just about saying the right words, giving the best speeches, giving the best lectures, but it's about how you live. Kasi yan yung makikita ng tao, yan yung mapipick up ng tao. People aren't gonna be listening to what you say, but they're also gonna be looking at what you do. So the question is how you live your life in line, in sync, in agreement with the words that are coming out of your mouth. And that's actually showing us what integrity is. Now, it reminds me, no, in this whole idea of living an honorable life. It reminds me of a verse that's actually in 1 Peter chapter 2, verses 9 to 10, wherein it talks about that lahat po tayo, we are a chosen people, a royal priesthood. That is who we are. So, what that shows us is, wow, we as Christians are actually kings and priests. Ibig po sabihin, in the eyes of God, spiritually speaking, we hold such important and high offices. So, as you mentioned kanina, no, that one of the reasons why there is a call to honor your husband is also because he has an office in the family, which is as the head of the family. So in the same way with all of us, we also have an office, which is that, wow, in the eyes of God, bawat isa po sa atin, we are kings and we are priests. So what does that mean? No? What does that mean? Honor talks about who we are. It talks about our identity. So what that means is that now that we know, wow, this is who I am a king, I am a priest, how does that affect or change or transform the way we live? Magbabago po. Bakit? Because now we see ourselves as some people of authority. In the same way, diba, one of the things I like to do is, hindi naman siguro creepy, but I like to watch people. I like to sit down in a coffee shop, watch people go about their day, watch a family play with their kids. It's just nice to see people live their lives. But also, in addition to that, sometimes sa pagtingin pa lang, kitang-kita na that some people are different from other people. For example, sometimes we see how people walk, how people move, and sometimes we say, your posture's beautiful, and you very strong yung movements mo. Are you a soldier? Nasa military ka ba? Or some people walk with confidence, and we say, boss ka ba? Manager ka ba? Actually, it reminds me of Dad.
Yeah.
It very much reminds me of Dad. And I'll let you share a story about it. But sometimes whenever he enters into a place, iba lang yung presence niya eh. Na when he enters a place, people look at him because of the way he brings himself. So I'll let you share a story about that one.
Yeah, lagi pong napagkakamalang somebody si Dad. So there was one time he dropped me off one of my clinical rotations. It was located in a community. So, nakaano lang siya, like nakapolo lang siya, short sleeve, and then he just walked me to the front of the building, and then he left. And then akala na ng mga tao, congressman daw siya. Wala siyang sinabi, wala po siyang dala, wala siyang ID or anything, It was just his everyday attire, and then napagkamalan siyang congressman. And then in another incident naman, kasama po namin siya to visit a loved one in the hospital. And then binabati siya na, "Good morning, Doc." Kanya sabi ko, "Doktor, wala naman siyang suot na stethoscope, hindi naman siya naka-doctor's coat." And yet, for some reason, when people see him, there's this aura, diba? There is this something in his posture, in the way he carries himself, that commands authority. So yan po yung dinidescribe ni Josh na how you carry yourself, yung posture mo mismo, can tell a lot about a person.
So that's really good, no? That it really shows us that, wow, an honorable person, the way they live their life, kitang-kita. In the same way with us, no? Tayong lahat, it's a beautiful time for us to reflect, no? The question isn't for us to ask ourselves, have I been, pinagkamalan na ba tayo ng doctor or politician or whatever? No. But the question is, when people look at my life, do they say this is a person of honor? Do they say parang iba kayo? Parang there's something about you that you just walk with a different level of confidence, with peace, with joy, with security? And because those things are the fruit of a relationship with God, right? Because we are secured in our identity in God, because we know the authority that He has placed in us, which is, yun nga, we just spoke about it, that we are kings and priests. So now, how we carry ourselves and how we speak and interact with other people, mag-iba, magbabago. And kaya dapat kitang-kita, no? Not just in the words we say, but in the life that we live. And that's why one of the things that honor brings with it is that if I am an honorable person, I ought to do certain things that other people don't do, right? And it reminds me of this situation at work, no? Kasi yung paano ko ba ito sabihin? Yes. Yung tax ID ko po, no? I'm actually, as far as BIR knows, my tax category is like self-employed or parang contractor ako. So I have a contract with my company and ganun yung setup namin. Now, one of the unique things about being considered self-employed or like a contractor, one of the unique things is that you declare your own taxes. You declare your own taxes. You have the option also of filing your own taxes, no? So yan po yung setup sa workplace namin. And a lot of my workmates, when that setup was brought about and nung bago, we were talking about it. Now, ano yung plano nyo? Ano yung ano yung gagawin nyo? Kasi you now have options. You now have control. You declare your own taxes, you file your own taxes, and all these things, no? And syempre ako, that was also a fork in the road. That was also a decision I had to make. And the temptation was very real. Now, what about if i-declare ko na lang na minimum wage para konti lang yung kailangan kong bayaran taxes? And I hear a lot of excuses, a lot of reasons from different people that they try to justify para lang makabawas sila sa taxes na kailangan nilang bayaran. But the more I thought about it, and the more I really spoke to, obviously, my family, my parents, and spoke to people in the church who I respected and who would lead me, obviously, the decision was obvious, but I just needed people to remind me, to encourage me, kasi black and white naman yun, no? And so I'm happy to say that I am filing my taxes. But the point there is that whenever there's a new employee now that joins the company, and whenever they ask me, Josh, ano yung setup mo? Ano yung ginagawa mo? Nagpa-file ka ba? I'm able to boldly say, yes, I do. I file my taxes. And the funny thing is that usually they respond in a way that, bakit? Nagpa-file ka? Sayang naman. Hindi mo naman yung kailangan. Or the way they would respond, ang bait-bait mo naman. But as far as I'm concerned, right, that is who I am supposed to be. Because I am a king, I am a priest, and most importantly, I am a son of God. I am a Christian. And so I want to be able to make sure that the life I live would show the God who lives in me. And I think that is what a lifestyle that is honorable is all about, no? And I remember this movie, yung God's Not Dead. There's a question that was asked there na sinasabi nila, it's a hypothetical question, but there's a question there that was saying na, let's pretend that Christianity became illegal, na hindi na pwede maging Christian, otherwise makukulong ka. Or kung ano man mangyari sa'yo, no, na hindi na pwede. So you remove the churches, you remove church attendance, paying your tithe, ano pa ba ginagawa natin? Selling Bibles or going to all these things. No? You remove all those things. So the question they were asking is, in light of all that, kung tinanggal mo na lahat na yan, ano yung natitira sa buhay mo? Makikita pa ba na Kristiyano kayo? Would you still be, by looking at your life, is there enough evidence that you are a Christian enough to send you to jail kung illegal nga yung Christianity? And that's a very confronting question, no? Kasi I end up having no choice but to ask, Lord, is there more to my being a Christian? Is there more to my faith than going to church, paying my tithes and offerings, and all those things. Is there more? Is there enough honor in my life? Is there enough God-given identity as a king, as a priest in my life na makikita talaga even after removing those things? And that is why one of the things that this kind of identity and mindset brings with us is that we have a sense of responsibility. We have a sense of ownership of what we are entrusted with. Ito yung nabanggit ni Atsi kanina, no, na integrity. Na whether your boss is watching or not, whether God is, well, we know God is always there, pero whether you're aware that God is there or not, are you gonna be doing the right thing? And that is really the test of, do you really believe in what you claim to believe in? It is really the test of, are you really, deep inside, an honorable person or pakitang tao ka lang ba? And I think that's something that is very important. So at this time, I wanted to ask Atsi, as someone who's juggling all these things, no? Juggling being a daughter, a sister, a mother, juggling being pregnant, and having to work, and also having to take care of a household, right? And all these duties and responsibilities. I'm sure there's a temptation to compromise. There's a temptation na pwede na to, or there's a temptation to not fulfill obligations. So, in light of living an honorable life, in light of being a king and a priest in the eyes of God, how do you reconcile or balance that kind of lifestyle?
Good question, Josh. No, so we are humans who struggle with putting on nga itong mga very diverse na identities, right? Na as a daughter, iba yung demands ko, I am subject to my parents. As a sister, okay, I'm dependent on my relationship with my siblings, right? As a mother naman, ayan, focus natin anak, and as a wife, ang husband, right? And yun nga, sabi nga ni Josh, there's also work, okay, and the in-between, like as an in-law, di ba? And what really helps is to recognize ano ba yung, first and foremost, the most important identity that I have. And this may be something na hindi po natin na-notice kaagad, no? Pero notice when you say you are, I'm a Christian mom, I'm a Christian daughter, right? Or I'm a Christian employee, the word Christian always comes first. Diba? And for me, that is what helps me focus. That's the focal point of my identity. Na yes, I have different responsibilities. Meron po tayong different scenarios where you are expected to act differently. But through it all, isa lang naman po ang pinaka-important na focus. And that is what my identity is as a child of God. And as Josh has shared earlier, we're called to be a royal priesthood, right? And royal children tayo who are adopted in to the family of God. And bilang child of God, first and foremost, okay, everything I do, actually, I ask myself, if I do this, how will that reflect my identity as a child of God? So as an employee, if subpar po yung nabibigay kong service, right? If I dinadaya ko yung system, 'di ba? To get away with mediocre work para makakapagpahinga tayo or something. How is that going to impact yung identity ko as a son of God? A good question for you to ask would be, what if people find out na Christian ako, if they don't already know, right? What will the reaction be? Will they say, ha, Kristiyano ka? Hindi halata. Or, di ba, will it be, oh, I had the feeling that you were a Christian, right? And that's where you can also draw motivation. That's where I draw motivation na kailangan ko pong pagbutihan dahil nga dala-dala ko ang pangalan ni Lord. Wherever I go, whatever role I take on, okay, the name of God is always attached. And that's something that we want to drive. Why are we striving for a culture of honor? Why is honor so important in our lives? Again, because as Christians, this is something that we are also expected to possess. Diba? Itong culture and itong character of honor.
Yeah, thank you very much. And that's very much appreciated, no? Now, wow, that is who we are, deep inside. So now, it's an outside in. It's not because ito yung situation or may hinahabol akong tao or may hinahabol akong sahod na promotion or whatever, kaya ako nagkakayod or kaya ako nabubuhay na isang buhay that is worthy of honor or an honorable life. But it is because I am a person of honor. Therefore, it is only natural that I live my life in this way or that. But again, it's actually a very challenging way, no? Because it's hard. It's hard to do right when no one's looking. It's hard to do right when you don't have to. And one of the things about being a king or being a priest or being a king priest, right, for us, one of the things about that is that we have to be kingdom-minded. Right? We have to be kingdom-minded. Ang ibig po sabihin is, are we kingdom-minded or are we poverty-minded? Right? So let's understand that a little better. So one of the things in our home, in our household that we often talk about is are the resources that we have, whether it's money, whether it's food, or it's time, or whatever. And, you know, sometimes we fall into the trap kami sa family. We fall into the trap of saying, sayang, sayang yan. And we try to, and that's okay. It's good for us to not waste our resources. But medyo minsan, sumusobra na po, na parang pati yung mga tissue na nagagamit ng konti or nababasa, kung may tubig na natapon or whatever, pinapatuyo pa nila. And medyo for me, medyo sobra na yan, alright? Na are we so conscious about how limited our resources are, now we're gonna put in so much effort just to save on the little that we have? Kasi as far as I know, for kings and priests, they're not so focused on hanggang saan yung budget ko, hanggang saan lang kaya ko. But they're focused on the richness of the resources that is found in God. They're focused on the identity or the idea that, yung tatay ko ang hari eh. My dad is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the Creator of the universe. So, He is more than able and willing to provide for me whenever I need. He is more than well-resourced na hindi na ako kailangan matakot na mag-bless ng tao. Hindi ako kailangan matakot na maubusan. And that's because of our identity. Now again, i-balance lang po natin, no? It's not about being wasteful. We have to be good stewards of our resources. But what we're talking about is that wag tayo maging stuck, or let us not be bounded by fear na, hala, baka maubusan tayo. That's not a way for us to live. We are good stewards of our resources, but at the same time, we recognize that our ultimate source is God. And therefore, we're able to bless people whenever God tells us to. We're able to, and again, that's just not about money, but even our time, even our energy, even yung wisdom natin, we're able to share and bless left and right because we know that God, what does the Word of God say? He will refresh those who refresh others. Diba? So we look at all these promises of God and recognize, thank you, Lord, you really are my God, my King, my source. And therefore, each of us can operate in a manner that is worthy of being called a royal priesthood, a king and a son of God. We can all operate in a manner that is called honorable, right? Even at our own expense, we're able to show people God's love kahit na it means na out of our own pockets, kahit na it means that we have to give sacrificially. Why? Because we are secure in the fact that God is our source. All right? So, there is a need for us to cultivate this honor within ourselves.